What's up YouTube? This is Electroshack, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the Galaxy Nexus 4. This was released on November the 14th and I've been using it. I got mine on the 21st of November and I've been using it ever since. And I do have to say there are some things I do like about it and I don't like about it. So let's go ahead and start the review. Alright, so before we go into the software, let's go ahead and jump around the phone a little bit. On the front we have a 4.7-inch Gorilla Glass 2 IPS display, a resolution of 768 by 1280. We have a 1.3 megapixel front-facing camera. We have the speaker and then an LED notification on the bottom. Off to the left we have the SIM card, which is very iPhone-like. It's got a SIM tray and a little ejector, and then we have the volume rocker keys, which are very responsive. On the top we have a noise cancelling mic and a 3.5mm headphone jack. Onto the right we have the lock, wake, power button. On the bottom we have two screws which hold in the back, and then the micro charging port, and then we have a mic. On the back we have a beautiful 8 megapixel 1080p HD recording display and LED flash, the Nexus branding, LG, and then some handset information. And as you can see, the back actually reflects. There are little, I don't know if the camera's gonna catch this, but there are little tiny, like very small like shapes, and depending on which way you're holding the phone, as you can see, this goes all black and it starts reflecting, and it looks really, really nice. Like I said, excuse the fingerprints, it is pretty, it catches that really quick. So that's the hardware. And it does have a quad-core Snapdragon S4 Pro processor, which I have to say is very, very snappy. There are some things I do like about this phone, there are some things I don't, but this phone is very snappy, very, very, very good. So let's go into the software. Alright guys, so out of the box, as soon as I opened up the phone on the unboxing video, which will be right over here, it came with Android 4.2 Jelly Bean. And so this is the lock screen. There are a couple things on the lock screen that you can do. For one, you can have let me go ahead and flip it. Okay, so as you can see, when you notice on the left and right side, they're like little boxes. What that is basically widgets, shortcuts that you go slide over and opens up your camera app. And then also you can add your widgets. You can choose like email, calendar, digital clock, flashlight, Gmail, messaging, and sound search. They're depending on apps. I just have my flashlight on there just to get like quick access to my flashlight. That's the lock screen. And there's also that animation that came stock. I didn't root the phone yet. But I'm going to be rooting the phone soon to keep a lookout for the video. So when you hold on the lock button, you have one option to unlock the phone. And here's the main screen of the phone. And I have to say the display is very, very, very vibrant, very nice. It doesn't compare to the AMOLED display, but if you just stand alone, it's really, really cool. It's pure Android. There's no T-Mobile bloatware. This is the T-Mobile 16 gig version. And so as you can see, it's very, very simple. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and quickly go through the quadrant standard just to see where it stands. Here we go. I'll just put the phone down. Alright YouTube, so now it says, do you want me to result? And I will say yes. Okay, so as it stands, the score is 4940, which is better than the 1X, the Transformer Prime, and all these other phones, which is really cool because it's a quad-core phone, and so it's a beast of a phone. Now, depending on your network, some people got this off contract and used it on AT&T and other carriers. I'm using it on T-Mobile, and I got it on contract for $199 for the 16 gig version. Now let's go ahead and go through some features. Now, on the phone, on the front screen, there are no hardware buttons, like there are on the S3 or any other, well, on the S3, or no capacitive touch button. So all this is software based, so that's just the software home key. When you're watching YouTube videos, this bottom bar goes away. Okay, so this button right here is basically your multitask, so all your applications that you have are going to be running, and you can just slide them away. Home button brings you back to the screen, and the back button just goes back to yeah. So let's go ahead and take a look at some things that I don't like about this phone. The first thing is, in many Android phones, if you're dialing, usually there's some like contact suggestions, but in this one there isn't. Let's say that I want to dial like a certain contact of mine, and I start spelling his or her name. And the thing is, this is supposed to spell a name, but I don't see anything. To contact them, I would have to go into my contacts and then find them here, and then click on them, and then it would click on it and it would call. That's the one thing I don't like about this certain phone. And I'm guessing that, you know, with rooting and everything that it'll be fixed. But other than that, this phone is, you know, really nice. It's got the quick settings over here, and then it's got my profile, and then I got like my brightness settings and all this other stuff here. And then if you go back to this quick settings, you can turn your Wi-Fi and 3G. And this, all the cool thing is, like, if I'm not using my data, it'll go to 3G, but when I am, it'll switch to 4G, which is another free phone. So in comparison to other phones that I've used the S3, I've used the Note 2 for a little bit, and I have to say this is a cool, ideal phone for daily use because it's not massive as the Note 2, but it's not also, you know, too small. It's just a perfect size. The S3 is a good size, but, you know, like I said, some people just prefer to have pure Android, and I do like this a lot. But some things about the S3 I like TouchWiz. TouchWiz really helps. There's also something called Google Now, which is really cool. It shows, you know, oh, I have an update. It shows, you know, where I'm at, and if I'm like away from work, if I'm away from home, how far I am from home, it'll navigate. It's kind of like Siri, but, you know, slightly better in some ways, and in some ways Siri is a little bit better than this. Other than that, the camera. Let's go into the camera. The camera is very stock. It's very nice. It's alright. I'm gonna put some sample pictures up. You'll be seeing them right now as I talk. And the photosphere, I gotta say, it's not the best thing that they basically featured. Sometimes, you know, the pictures look weird. It doesn't even look like a room sometimes. I've tried to do it a couple of times. I've tried to use different techniques of doing it. It's not the best, but the Paranormal is alright. I like Paranormal. It's really cool. Let's go ahead and do a speed test to show you what kind of network I get. So you see how it switches to H? You'll see it'll switch to H as soon as I start using the data. See H. So now if I do begin test. Okay, so we're in my house. I got full bars, and I'm looking at about 7, 8, 9 megabytes upload. So I haven't hit the 42 yet, and so here's my speed test result. So not the best, but, you know, it's really cool. It's alright. Overall, the phone is really nice. I gotta say the keyboard is good. The camera is good. It's good for an daily. I would really recommend this, especially because it's the holiday season, especially for a person that's moving up from, you know, an iPhone or you know, any other older Android. I gotta say, this is it's really nice phone for $200 versus the Note, you know, that's for $300 to $400, or you know, the S3, which is about $300 as well. For $199, this is a beautiful phone. I really recommend it, and I'll be using this phone for a couple more months now before I get my next phone. And so watch out for my other reviews, maybe versus videos, and please like, comment, rate, and subscribe. Thank you.